Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News24. I'm Comfort, I'm Modu, and we are live in Abuja. Here are the headlines. Nigeria presents 10-year agricultural scintillating roadmap at United Nations Food System Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Respite for displaced families in Benue State as Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu donates 1 billion naira for their welfare. Senate Committee on Marine Transport inspects Maritime Academy on applauds federal government's initiative. And sustaining reform, federal government's delegation of northern extraction crave for peaceful transition of power from north to south to promote unity in Nigeria. We start from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, where the Nigerian government has unveiled a 10-year strategic action plan of 2026 to 2036 to transform its agricultural sector. At the ongoing UN Food System Summit, Vice President Kashim Shettima at the event emphasized that the youth-led innovation will be central to the country's food system transition initiative. The State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports from there.
The 10-year strategic plan is part of Nigeria's national strategy to implement the Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program, Kampala Declaration 2026 to 2036, adopted by African heads of state to strengthen food and nutrition security across the continent. Vice President Kashim Shettima emphasized the importance of investing in young people to drive innovation and resilience across food systems.
But Nigeria is not a nation of victims. We are a nation of visionaries. And our strategy is to turn adversity into advantage. We are optimistic about the future because we possess 70.8 million hectares of agricultural land, yet less than half is cultivated. We have 230 billion cubic meters of fresh water and rainfall patterns that favor climate-resilient farming across 2/3 of our territory. This is not just capacity, it is destiny. Yet we know that destiny must be financed. We are rethinking the way we finance food, and so we are unlocking access to credit and de-risking agriculture for banks. But we are not stopping at tradition, we are embracing disruption.
The Vice President also noted that the federal government has recapitalized the Bank of Agriculture with 1.5 trillion naira to support the youth agricultural revolution in Nigeria, providing loans of 1 million naira to young farmers and agro groups across the country, among several ongoing initiatives. The 10-year action plan will prioritize training and mentorship in agro-technology and agribusiness with a strong monitoring and evaluation framework. Meanwhile, the Vice President also addressed the plenary session on transforming food systems in complex settings, where he disclosed that Nigeria has already committed $538.05 million to the first phase of the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones Program. United Nations Secretary General Amina Mohammed decried worsening global food insecurity, noting that an estimated 37 million children under 5 who faced acute malnutrition this year are almost the entire population of Canada.
Of those, nearly 10 million will suffer severe wasting, the deadliest form of undernutrition. In many countries facing the greatest challenges, courage is on display at this moment. But we must ensure that courage is matched with long-term solutions that can result in resilience and sustainability.
She commended leaders, including President Tinubu, who are embedding resilience in national strategies, combining global, digital, and traditional knowledge to create inclusive and sustainable food systems. Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
And to bridge the intra-African trade gap, the African Continental Free Trade Area Coordination Office in Nigeria is engaging prospective importers and exporters when the agreement is eventually domesticated in the country. Kunle Adeye reports that the conversation focused on trade facilitation and challenges of intra-African trade at the summit here in Abuja.
It's a gathering of officers in charge of trade in Nigeria. The purpose is to prepare the grounds for the domestication of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement in Nigeria. Like many other African countries, Nigeria is signatory to the AFCFTA agreement. It's been 6 years now and legislative backing is eagerly awaited. But the prospective beneficiaries of these instruments, importers and exporters, will have to understand AFCFTA's rules and regulations, especially the rules of origin. The AFCFTA Coordination Office in Nigeria, the European Union, and the World Customs Organization are making this to happen. The question, however, is there hope in sight for its actualization? And will Nigeria cope with the operational dynamics?
Nothing is late when it comes to AFCFTA implementation. And to the fact that the issue of domestication as well is not even late as well. As we speak, we have gazetted the schedule of tariff concession. The Nigerian AFCFTA Coordination Office started the process.
The Nigerian Customs Service has taken strategic steps to support Nigeria's participation in the AFCFTA. Notably, the establishment of a dedicated export processing terminal at Apapa, Lagos.
Oluwaseun Akadiri is optimistic that without the skills acquired from this program, navigating the new African market will not have been easy.
We want to do more, so being here gives me an opportunity to understand how we can actually achieve that part of the goal, because we'll be selling domestically and we want to go international now. So being here is a wonderful opportunity to do that.
Other participants share Oluwaseun's sentiment, but add that intra-African trade could improve more than the current 20% share. Kunle Adeye, NTA News.
And Nigeria is also looking to harmonize its path to a $1 trillion economy. Discussions at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs focused on the Digital Economy and Submission Initiative. The Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, led efforts to position Nigeria as a competitive player in the global digital economy. And Suleiman Abdul Wahab was there.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Let us choose the far horizon.
NASIMA National President Ani Ibrahim, speaking before a hall filled with diplomats and ambassadors, proposed key areas for collaboration. These include bilateral and multilateral trade mission.
To align with the federal government's 8-point agenda and Nigeria's first principle, thereby amplifying our collective efforts towards realizing a $1 trillion economy.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tunga, noted that the gathering strongly aligned with the President Tinubu's administration's priorities.
We mustn't forget that the A in NASIMA stands for agriculture. So in terms of expanding agricultural supply and value chains, they are key, because in a lot of countries, their counterparts lead the way towards engaging with other countries.
He emphasized the ministry's commitment to supporting initiatives that foster international collaboration.
Particularly with regard of the regional integration trade. As you may know, in the ECOWAS region, the trade level is very low.
This is a way forward, really, that will help Africa and member countries perform, develop, and Africa will stand as it is.
Now its drive of achieving $1 trillion GDP in the year 2030 is feasible only if it partners with the right stakeholders.
The event underscored the importance of global cooperation in boosting Nigeria's competitiveness in the digital economy. In Abuja, Suleiman Tobu Abdul Wahab, NTA News.
In the meantime, Nigeria is beginning to witness a new dawn in maritime safety education and industry growth as a result of the targeted investments and policy reforms of the federal government in the sector. This was the submission of the Senate Committee on Maritime or Marine Transport at the end of its oversight visit to the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron. Clement Barikuyi reports.
Coming 8 years after the last Senate Committee on Marine Transport visited Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron, this oversight provided the lawmakers the opportunity to appreciate the strides made by the institution and share its challenges with a view to further redefine maritime education in the country through legislative support. From the state-of-the-art marine simulators to the newly constructed smart classrooms, cadet hostels, jetties, boat maintenance yards, marine exhibition halls, survivor pools, and engineering workshops, the Senate Committee admits that this is another evidence that President Bola Tinubu's improved budgetary provision to the maritime sector is yielding results.
I commend the management, the staff, and students of this academy for the ongoing commitment to raising the standards of maritime education and professional safety.
Acting Rector of the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Dr. Kevin Okonna, assures the lawmakers that the institution will continue to provide the manpower needed for the economic diversification effort of the federal government, as witnessed in 2024 when it successfully trained 4,595 regular and part-time trainees who scaled through 48 courses, including 12 simulator courses.
So, going back 8 years since we had the last visit of that committee, you know the transformation that has happened in this institution.
The Senate Committee on Marine Transport met with management before proceeding to address other staff and cadets. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And in a fresh move to boost Nigerians' non-oil export, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council has unveiled the Cashew Processors Directory, an initiative aimed at strengthening the country's growing cashew sector. Here's a report. Cashew kernels are thriving on the global stage, with Nigerians' export earnings rising by over 40% in just 1 year. NAPC Executive Director Nonye Ayeni says the country now ranks 4th in global cashew production, a sign of growing momentum in the sector. The new directory, launched at the Export House Abuja, seeks to build a more structured, competitive and value-driven cashew industry in Nigeria.
These figures signal that the time to invest, to innovate, and to scale the cashew value chain is now.
Building resilient cashew and rice value chain to contribute to the creation of job and income in West Africa, including Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, and Senegal.
While challenges like price volatility, climate change, and access to finance persist, Ayeni reaffirmed NAPC's bigger picture, which is to shift Nigeria from raw exports to a global hub for value-added cashew products.
It demands that we strengthen our institutional framework and support agribusinesses with policy and technical expertise, and ensure that our farmers and processors have the tools to thrive competitively and sustainably in the market.
Nigerian processors have invested over $100 million in the industry, and for the past 5 years or more, we've been operating silently, and today a serious milestone in unveiling and revealing to the globe the presence of processing in Nigeria.
Stakeholders and development partners, including Jays, welcomed the directory as a timely tool to drive data-informed decision and foster collaboration across the cashew value chain. In Abuja, Comfort Amodu, NTA News. Now let's take a break. More reports ahead. Don't go away.
The Baffy Furniture Shopping Festival is here. From June 15th to August 15th, enjoy 20%, 30%, up to 50% off on most products. Explore 2025 exclusive collections at discounted prices, plus wedding packages with a free TV stand gift. Plus, free delivery and installation in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu. Customize your favorite sets in your preferred color and fabric, from kid-friendly options to our luxurious smart beds. Don't miss out. Shop now at Baffy Furniture.
Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has donated a sum of 1 billion naira to victims of communal clashes in Benue State. She made the donation on behalf of Renewed Hope Initiative in Makurdi during a condolence visit to the State House. State House correspondent Adini Taiwo reports.
In a timeline spanning many years, grim pictures that left anguish in the hearts of many around the world emerged from different parts of Benue State following incessant attacks on several communities by bandits. Apart from having to deal with the loss of loved ones, survivors, many of whom now live in IDP camps, are also hard-pressed to eke out meaningful living. Identifying with their plight as the mother of the nation, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu is here to strengthen the hands of the victims, bearing Renewed Hope Initiative's relief materials, along with a check sum of 1 billion naira, which she presented to the state governor, Hyacinth Alia.
When we have conflict like this, the lives of children are disrupted. They can't go to school. We have enough of children that are out of school, that we are even trying to see what to do as a nation. We have enough of that already. We should add to that and begin to breed children who are half-educated. So for our children to go back to the school, I appeal that whatever we have brought here from the Renewed Hope Initiative, that we pray that it will help those in IDP to be able to build back their life again.
As a food basket of the nation, Benue State, she notes, is naturally positioned to contribute to national prosperity, but has been drawn back by needless killings. She says enough is enough.
When there are situations like this, we have to embrace dialogue, patience, are always the best solution rather than violence. The way to peace is the way of love, and love is the greatest power on earth. Despite it suffers long, it conquers all things.
The Benue State Governor received the donation on behalf of the displaced families and applauded the First Lady for her commitment to national solidarity.
Has been talking about ranching, and for us, states taking advantage of this misfortune of ours. We also have the policy speaking to all of us as you walk across the nation on the need for this ranching.
Our prayers are let the killer terrorists reflush out of Benue State and other neighboring states, and everything be done to give us peace in Benue State.
The visit of the First Lady is sequel to an earlier condolence visit by President Bola Tinubu to the state. From Makurdi, Adini Taiwo, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has reaffirmed commitment to the fight against corruption through legislations that will institutionalize accountability and transparency in governance. This was at a public hearing to investigate the activities of anti-corruption and transparency units in ministries, departments, and agencies of government. National Assembly correspondent Mitairi Ikpen reports.
To decentralize the operations of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, more than 500 anti-corruption and transparency units exist in federal ministries, departments, and agencies of government to monitor and report corrupt practices. This investigative hearing reveals how their effectiveness is hampered by factors ranging from independence to funding and organizational support. There is advocacy for enabling laws to make the anti-corruption agencies and units effective.
Change the name of my organization from the Code of Conduct Tribunal to Code of Conduct and Anti-Corruption Court, so that all anti-corruption matters will be brought before me, so that it will be an exemplary court of civil trial, so that I will be able to be given justice to whosoever is brought before me in not more than 2 sittings of my court.
Over time, we realized that some NDAs will fall into social compliance where the NDA is not effective.
It is paramount that we investigate and assess whether these units are truly fulfilling their mandate or if they have regrettably become extinct in very processes that they were created to eradicate.
Meanwhile, the Youth in Parliament Forum is spearheading what it calls a Take Action campaign to sensitize and empower young Nigerians to take up leadership roles in politics and public service.
Let's take action. Let's criticize constructively. Let's be at the forefront of what is going on.
And ultimately facilitates the election of young legislators into the states and national assemblies in the upcoming election.
The forum urges youth to get involved in reforms to shape Nigeria's political future. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu has withdrawn the indigency bill before Parliament to allow for further legislative consultation. The bill, sponsored by Deputy Speaker and 6 other members of the House of Representatives, sought to alter the 1999 Constitution as amended to guarantee indigent status to persons by reason of birth or continued residence for a period not less than 10 years by reason of marriage. In a statement on Tuesday night, Kalu, who doubles as chairman of the House Committee on Constitution Review, said the withdrawal of the controversial bill has become necessary despite scaling second reading in the light of constructive feedback received from various stakeholders. He noted that the bill analysis report forwarded by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies also compelled him to step down the bill. Although the intention of the bill was to promote national unity, equity and inclusiveness among all Nigerians, regardless of where they reside, part of the NITA report recommend that state houses of assembly should make laws for settlers in different states to enjoy the same rights and privileges of indigents. The bill was also criticized over the prospects of conferring double or multiple indigent status on persons. Now to politics, where 22 lawmakers from the governing All Progressives Congress and 1 from the opposition party, Labour Party in Plateau State House of Assembly, have paid a solidarity visit on the national chairman of the governing All Progressives Congress, Professor Nantawe Yilwadda. Our political correspondent Abubakar Akwanga reports that the national chairman also played host to members of the League of APC professionals.
It was a full house with only 1 member on the platform of the Young People's Party YPP out of the equation, but the 23 members said the solidarity for the success of the national chairman is overwhelming and top-notch. The members described the national chairman as a political strategist, a pillar of hope and positive transformation, whose impact will reposition the party for excellence. The national chairman outlined some of the major strides of the federal government in agriculture through the 1.5 trillion naira grant for farmers, student loan scheme, and several other quality infrastructure as key performance indicators.
start building the structure of Mr. President wins election from Plateau. I want our voices to be heard loud and clear across the country. I want our presence, our footprints to be seen everywhere. Let us be the, Plateau must be the star of Mr. President win election 2027.
From where you're coming from and where God has placed you today, honestly, we have every confidence that you are able to put everything, every challenges, every hurdles that will come your way, you will be able to marshal it, and APC will have victory come 2027.
Earlier, the national chairman received the League of APC professionals, where he assured that there are no vacancies for opposition and appreciated them for the massive support and solidarity, and promised not to let them down in the new chapter of the party leadership. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Biodun Oyebanji have been publicly endorsed for a second term in office as presidents of Nigeria and governor of Ekiti State at a statewide endorsement held in Ado-Ekiti. The endorsement program, which took place at the Ekiti Kete Pavilion in Ado-Ekiti, had in attendance former governors across party lines, all the National Assembly members from Ekiti State, and APC leaders from the Southwest states. Olukemi Soni reports.
It was a gathering of politicians from various parties in Ekiti State. Groups, associations, religious leaders, civil servants, among others, from across the 16 local government areas of the state converged to show their solidarity and support for the re-election bid of President Bola Tinubu and Governor Biodun Oyebanji for second time in office.
The APC in Ekiti State is totally and entirely supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria yet again from year 2027 to year 2031.
Chairman of the statewide endorsement, Biodun Oyebanji, said the endorsement of President Tinubu is based on his renewed hope agenda and economic policies, which have been of tremendous benefit to Ekiti State, while that of the governor is hinged on his transformative leadership, developmental strides, and all-inclusive governance in the last 2.5 years. Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, former governors in Ekiti State, and the National Secretary of the APC described the endorsement as worthwhile, considering the leadership style of President Tinubu and Governor Biodun Oyebanji, which has endeared them to the people.
Everything we have achieved as a government in Ekiti State is because of the support of the president.
Some notable politicians who are just joining the party in Ekiti State were received by the National Secretary of the APC, Senator Ajibola Surajuddin. In Ado-Ekiti, Olukemi Soni, NTA News.
It's still the news at 10 on NTA News24. More reports on security and other developing stories in Nigeria and the world after this break.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly. There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do?
I was the first woman that mobilized women within the local government to form the National Council of Society, by creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments?
The state governors, the presidency, that's the federal government and the local government are all waiting for revenue from crude oil. Every state has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product.
We need to do three things. Prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, their ability to recruit, and then their ability to access weapons.
The traditional ruler gives me a title. I sit in the front row in the church. If I'm going to mosque and I'm coming, people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation who think that the only way to be taken seriously is to be seen to have a lot of money.
Good Morning Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NTA.
Back to politics, with newly reconstituted River State Independent Electoral Commission fixing Saturday, 30th August 2025 for their local government council election in River State. Emmanuel Lane reports that Chairman of the Commission, Dr. Michael Ude, announced the new date at a stakeholders meeting and unveiling of the revised timetable for the 2025 local government elections.
The stakeholders meeting recorded a large turnout of participants. They include representatives of political parties, security agencies, youth and student groups, faith-based organizations, women, and other concerned groups. Chairman, River State Independent Electoral Commission, Dr. Michael Ude, notes that the 7th RISEC is committed to a transparent process that will be fair to all participants. He said the date earlier announced by the former commission leadership had to be changed following the state of emergency in the state and will now hold on Saturday, 30th August 2025.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen will recall that the General Stakeholders Meeting was convened by the 6th Commission on Wednesday, 5th March 2025, whereupon Saturday, 9th August 2025 was proclaimed as the date of local government council elections in River State, prior to the advent of emergency rule. There will be local government elections on Saturday, the 30th of August 2025 in all the 23 local government areas of River State.
According to the revised timetable, party primaries will hold on Saturday, 2nd August, while submission of names of candidates will take place from 2nd to 4th August. Issuance of forms is bid for Tuesday, 5th August, while return of completed forms is on Thursday, 7th August. Campaigns commence on Monday, 11th August and ends midnight Thursday, 28th August. The chairman has promised to collaborate and synergize with all stakeholders periodically to plan in line with the laws guiding the conduct of the election. He solicited for the necessary support to deliver the best of elections for the state. High point of the event was the formal unveiling of the revised timetable in Port Harcourt. Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
A recent story on some media platforms over an alleged Lafayette Bridge collapse has continued to attract reactions. This time it is the executive members of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, who embarked on a fact-finding visit to the project in Lafayette, from where Blikisu Gurku reports.
The visit by the NIPR national officials to Nasarawa State is to ascertain the authenticity of the story over the alleged bridge collapse in Lafayette, barely 3 months after it was inaugurated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Leader of the delegation and Vice President, National Institute of Public Relations, Professor Emmanuel Andaira, and other members of the institute said the visit to the underpass and flyover is to show to the world that the story flying on some social media is fake. They appealed that stories should be verified before going public.
Nigerian Institute of Public Relations feels this is disheartening. This is indeed why we must all unite to fight fake news.
As civic citizens, let us be aware and let us be on our guard and let us rely on very, very credible and reliable sources of information.
Here we are, and we've seen it. The bridge is standing.
And this is the very first time I see flyover and underover where they build with marble.
He tasked media practitioners and members of the Nigeria Institute of Public Relations on the need to imbibe the ethics of the profession in the discharge of their responsibilities in order not to mislead the public. During a visit to Governor Abdullahi Saleh of Nasarawa State, he commended him for embarking on legacy projects and pledged to collaborate with him to deliver his campaign promises to the people of the states.
The moment I saw the picture, I knew it's not ours. So I knew it's one of the things I was expecting.
All right, we'll pause here to join a live broadcast now. I'm Comfort Amadou. Many thanks for watching.
2. With hearts united, strong and true, we are the power through trials and storms. We will strive. We are the amazing, dazzling in royal blue, passionate in red, and gorgeous in yellow. You may all be seated. Thank you.
If I were one of these women, I would have fallen for you now. You may be seated. God bless you. As a sign of affirmation that we are happy to be here, let's give God a round of applause. You know, I heard that today is a revolution, that this is the first time that we are having this outside Abuja,
in Lagos,
and we are having it in Lagos.
Center of Excellence.
Let me use that to recognize one person we have not recognized at all today. An officer and a distinguished gentleman, a man that has given the force in Lagos a new face, a symbol of growth, a symbol of innovation, and a symbol and a sign that the man in the uniform can have human feelings. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to welcome our own CP Olondare Jimo Moshood. Can I have a round of applause for him, please? Seated next to him are his brothers, the Commander of the NNS Beecroft, Commodore P.P. Nimiel. A round of applause for him, please. Commander of the 9th Brigade Army, Brigadier General O.M. Oyekola. A round of applause for him, please. And of course, Commander 651 Base Service Group, Ikeja, Air Commodore U.S. Umar. A round of applause for him. I will not
I'm intentionally leaving our women because today men are in here. We are your visitors. So let me be partial towards the women, because if we were to vote now, men can't.
Outside of Abuja, the nation's capital. This is taking place right now at the Echo Hotels on Victoria Island, Lagos, and the National Convention has as its theme unlocking power potentials and transformational leadership. I am Adeola Komiakiri on behalf of the Outside Broadcast crew, welcoming you to this live broadcast on the largest television network in Africa, the Nigerian Television Authority.
A
lot of dignitaries are here present. The governor of Lagos State is being represented by the SSG, Barrister Bimbola Salihundehi, and the chief hostess, the wife of the IGP, Mrs. Elizabeth Egbetoko. We have also local government chairmen, service commanders, commissioners of police, traditional rulers, AIGs, Nigerian Air Force Wives Association, NAOA, Police Wives Association, PIWA, and LAPOA, Late Police Officers Wives Association. For years, the police officers' wives have always worked to ensure that they support their husbands on the home front. And this event will focus on improving the welfare of police officers' families through various empowerment programs and initiatives. It will also serve as a platform for reviewing the implementation of the CSW 69 Declaration and Action Plan. This national convention is a 3-day event. And we will be experiencing a lot from the police officers' wives. Day one, which is where we are at present, will have some medical checks on those present here. They will have talks and interaction with the chairperson of POA. For day two, they will engage in a road walk, health talk, competitions, and of course, a presentation of awards. And still on day two, empowerment items will be presented. While the final day, they will have a lot of entertainment from being on the runway to the best catwalk and so many other items slated, while a dinner and award ceremony will climax the occasion. Now, the convention will focus on skill acquisition programs, capacity building workshops, and economic empowerment initiatives for POA members. On community building, this national convention will emphasize community building and strengthening of ties among members. On the Declaration and Action Plan, it will be greatly discussed at this convention, and they shall
welcome you, Mommy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for coming. For all those who are also here, I need to do us a favor. If you want to recognize everybody who is here, we will not leave here. But please, hold the hand of your neighbor. Hold it passionately. Hold it. Don't be afraid. There's no COVID in Nigeria again. Hold that hand. Say, this hand I'm holding will receive only good things. Now tell that person, thank you for coming. God bless you. As you have come here, God will go everywhere with you. Tell that person, you will use this hand to write check of 10 million for the MC.